Welcome in midweek edition of Caught Stealing here at Fantasy Alarm. I'm Colby Conway at Colby R. Conway over on X. And with me here, as always, Matt Selz at the Selz Man. Matt, our teams are in a early week series here with the, if I'm not mistaken, I'm looking at it over here.
Pretty sure the Nats are winning at the moment.
Yes, we are recording on Wednesday night. Pirates took game one. Off day Tuesday. Nats are up as we are recording this. And remember, my bold prediction from Monday's episode was that Pirates were going to sweep Washington and take the weekend set. So we'll have to see if that comes true. But Matt, we got a full show here, so I want to jump right in. So first, of course, how's everything going for you? And then secondly, talk to me about the Josh Jung injury.
Things are going well. We had a no-hitter this week.
We did.
Ronel Blanco doing no-hitter. A nice one, too. 105 pitches, 7 strikeouts. It was almost, had he not walked George Springer a second time, it would have been almost a perfect game because he walked George Springer as the first batter and then went 26 up, 26 down, and then walked George Springer and then got Vladito to ground out. Reminds me, I'll tell you this quick story. You know what my favorite almost perfect game is in baseball history?
Which one?
It involves Babe Ruth.
Okay.
Babe Ruth walked the first batter he faced, right?
Mm-hmm.
Argues balls and strikes with the ump and gets ejected. After one batter, the guy who comes in for Babe Ruth goes 27 up, 27 down. It goes down as a combined no-hitter.
That's pretty good.
Babe Ruth started and faced one batter and walked him. But yeah, I'm good. Fantasy team is doing well. Picked up some ground and home runs with Bryce Harper's 3 home run day the other day. So that was nice. But yeah, Josh Jung, man, anytime your guy gets hit by a pitch is dangerous, right? This one really dangerous. Got hit in the wrist. He had surgery, I believe, earlier today or yesterday on Tuesday. And the only downside here, aside from him being out, is that the timeline actually got longer. They initially said 6 weeks. After surgery, they're putting it at 8 to 10 weeks. That's anytime your dude is gone for longer, not great. The other thing is, what have we always said about wrist injuries, Colby?
Not good for the return.
Nope, not good for power. Josh Jung is a power guy. A lot of the power comes from the wrist for power hitters, so we'll have to watch and see what happens. Even though he's in a good lineup, he could get on base, get nice hits, still get some run production, but the home runs may take a hit even when he comes back. So, I'll give you a guy later in the show when we're talking waiver wire pickups of a guy I'm targeting for pickups. But if you have Ezekiel Duran, you're going to get a lot of run from him at this point.
You sure are. And it's a real shame for Jung, too. He was hitting 412, OPS over 1,400. Actually already tied his stolen base number from last year, too, with 1. Again, not very impressive, but it's anecdotally, it's fun to say. But here's the thing I want to talk about Jung quick. He is not injury prone. Everything has been a little freakish.
Yeah.
With his injuries.
I saw these tweets too. People listing like this year he broke this. This year
I get the calf issue. If you want to point that one, okay. You think he could have controlled this? Well, if his reaction time was better, he could have got out of the way. It doesn't work like that. Like, this is a freak accident. This guy is not injury prone. Does he have really bad luck?
Yeah,
I would say that right now. I mean, sure, maybe some of his statistical numbers don't say that, but with the injuries, very bad luck. Not injury prone.
You want to talk about an injury-prone guy who almost got injured, though? Byron Buxton almost got bratwurst in Milwaukee.
Is that a verb now? He almost got bratwursted?
He got run over by a bratwurst.
I like bratwurst better than like sausaged. I don't really like. Actually, I think that's actually a verb.
Yeah.
He's like,
or we can go with the wienerd, which does not sound nearly.
No, I like that one either. I'll go He got bratwursted. Almost.
Yeah, he almost did coming out the third base dugout. So that would have been a funny injury there. As you can see, my cat has decided to.
It's because we were talking about bratwurst.
She does.
It's fair. I mean.
Yeah. See?
Yeah. See? Hey, fair enough. So do I. I'm right there.
We're gonna.
I am.
You say hi to the camera. And now we're gonna go this way.
I'm right there in the same camp there. And then we go to Tampa Bay, another injury of note, but a bigger injury of note, not even on the big league roster. Brandon Lau. He's a Lau.
Yes.
Lau, right? And Nathaniel.
Yes, he's a Lau.
Next week when we talk about Low, I'm going to do the same exact
It'll
thing.
be hilarious because only two of them are related to each other and they're all spelled the same but pronounced differently.
But in Tampa Bay, Brandon
Lau.
See, I told you that. I said next week when I do it. That only
His
took
bat makes loud noises.
13 seconds. It does make loud noises, but right now his left side's barking a little bit though. That left side barking up a little bit, considered day to day, but more potentially even more importantly, although I do love Brandon Lau for fantasy this season. Mr. Caminero, one of the top prospects in baseball, left with some quad discomfort, placed on the 7-day IL, but it sounds like the team isn't overly worried. Does this do anything to his timeline for you? Like with Brandon Lau, he's day to day. I'm not really overly worried about that. When they face a lefty, he's not going to be in there whether he's healthy or not. Right. And when he's in there against righties, you'll take the power when it comes. But for a guy like Caminero, is there any concern of this impacting his potential call up? And let's say he's on the IL for 10 days. Let's say that's all it is, just a couple days past the minimum. Does it affect his call up date at all, do you think?
I don't think so. He's not a huge stolen base guy. He can get stolen bases, but he's more there for his bat, his power tool. Fielding, he can play a few different spots. He's likely going to play, I would assume, third base. But he can fill in at second. So if Brandon Lau's injury hangs out, you may get some second base from Caminero when he comes up. I don't think the only concern I have is that it may linger because these soft tissue injuries can linger. But I think it's just an early season thing. We just saw tonight Victor Robles got pulled with a hamstring thing. Geraldo Perdomo for the Diamondbacks got pulled. He kind of tweaked the knee a little bit. It didn't look like he really did anything, but like you kind of see these guys legging things out early in the season and pulling some hammies and quads. So I'm not that concerned. Other than it's just building the narrative in Tampa that they can't keep anybody healthy because first it was pitchers, and now we got Brandon Lau, who's generally always injured, but now Caminero's injured. And we got a couple other guys that have popped up, missing a day here and there. So, other than a narrative, no, I'm not that concerned about Caminero.
On Friday morning, head over to fantasyalarm.com. I'll have the updated injury report for this scoring week for fantasy, but just a couple of names to keep an eye moving forward. I'll go through these rather rapid fire, but Justin Verlander's return seems to be drawing near. Justin Steele, despite the hamstring injuries, just launching balls in the outfield, which makes sense. If you don't have to use your lower half, you can continue to throw for a little bit. So wouldn't be too concerned there. Walker Buehler made a rehab start. Good luck with him whenever. I don't know if you read the injury report that I wrote this week, but I wrote, if you want an update from Dave Roberts about Walker Buehler without actually getting an update from Dave Roberts about Walker Buehler, this is your thing. Because they're like, he's going to go on a rehab start, but we don't know how long he's going to be down there. It's like, cool. Thanks, Dave. Real insightful information there.
He's explaining why Estuary Ruiz was sent down.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to read between the lines on that one.
I'm pretty sure it's a protest thing.
I think you're right.
All four players that have been photographed wearing Last Dive Bar merch have either been released, traded, or sent down.
What is it? One
on hitting, but he's hitting 429, and he did pretty well last year. And the last time he was in the minor leagues for a full season, he slashed 300, 400, 500 with 15 homers and 85 stolen bases. But he's got to work on defense too. Oh, I mean the defense that he committed one error in 100 and something games the last time he was in the upper minors.
Yep.
Oh, but Nick Allen can stay. That guy can't hit water from a boat and made more errors at shortstop, but that guy doesn't get sit down.
Yeah, that one
You look terrible, Oakland. Stick to figuring out which staff you're going to lay off when you move to Sacramento.
It does not look good. Matt McClain, we finally got a timeline. Looking at it here, about 4 to 6 months. Yikes. Nick Lodolo should be coming back pretty soon. And just to add another wrench in the reliever market, Kenley Jansen hasn't pitched since opening day with back tightness. He's not getting any younger. Don't love that. Matt,
Although
last
Garrett
year,
Cole says he feels fine.
yeah, well, June 1.
I don't know. Who knows? By the way, can you explain? Speaking of closers, can you explain what the heck Pittsburgh's doing?
Winning ball games, Matt. That's what they're doing.
They went 5-0, right? Because I'm already counting tonight as a loss. We'll see what happens. Went 5-0. Every game ended in a save. David Bednar has none, and 5 different relievers have a save, including Aroldis Chapman.
Yep.
Any particular reason about this?
Listen, Matt, this is a team that wins games without getting any hits. Okay?
I mean,
we
that's
can't predict it.
True statement.
I don't know. Pad those stats for Chapman, deal them at the deadline. Don't know. Makes no sense, but they're winning ball games. Hey, you can't criticize when they're winning games. From a fantasy perspective, we sure can and we sure will. But in real life, they are winning ball games, something they haven't done a lot of in recent years. They're winning ball games.
That's true. By the way, if they do win on Wednesday night, they'll be 6-0 for the first time since 1962.
Yep. Crazy. Good times are here. I'm never mind. Not gonna say it. Not gonna jinx it. Not gonna say it. But
you're happy because your Texans made a trade today.
Listen,
Colby's
been a hell of a day
life right now.
It's been a hell of a day right here.
Mm-hmm.
And hold on. This isn't really good for those listening on Spotify. So let me
he's
subtitle.
Just shirt that it's a Texan shirt, and now he's showing that it's a Texans. You have Texans in your ring.
Non-negotiable, baby. That was one of my stipulations. Yep.
In your wedding band, you have the Texans logo.
Yeah. Listen, I have my nice ring, and then I have my silicone one, and I got
this
the
is
okay.
One. I have a silicone.
Yeah, I have two.
I got a silicone one when I was delivering pizza, so that I didn't mess up my nice one.
Yeah. See.
Okay, fair enough. I thought it was your actual, like your nicer. Like
no, I couldn't get engraved in that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen, you can't win all the battles, but you don't win the war. I won that battle though.
With the silicone battle to win, to be honest.
Hey, I won it though. But Matt, last year, remember we did a little segment called Flavor of the Week. Just have a little fun with what's going on in really just Major League Baseball, anything surrounding it, whatever you want. It's kind of a wild card here. So I'm gonna go first for my Flavor of the Week this week, and I'm gonna combine two. And when it comes to sometimes food items, did you ever get like the surprise? It's one of those you didn't know you needed it until you had it.
Yes.
And not really like an ingredient. It's like be something like a food that maybe you've tried for the first time and you were like, I don't know if I'm going to like it. And then you try it and it's like, yeah, that's the new rotation. So although I've had this before, and this is going to sound really weird, but bear with me. I've had Oreos a lot in my lifetime, right?
Did you go with a fried Oreo?
No, better.
Ooh.
Gluten-free Oreos.
Oh.
Hear me out.
No guilt and a sweet tooth. Like it.
Phenomenal. Top notch. Highly recommend. Would definitely get it. And it's just a little variant that for me, and you can see here's my really bad segue into what I'm going to go to, has yielded very good results. Ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Maikel Garcia. Still Maikel Garcia. Although this year, he's now become, I'm going to continue to make hard contact.
Yes.
But all of a sudden, I'm just going to triple my launch angle from last year, post a 746 slug through the first handful of games. Listen, it's the same guy. It's just been a little bit of an adjustment at the plate. And he's now launching the ball, is hitting it for power. There's still enough speed there. Looking at it here through the first handful of games. I mean, again, 833 slug. That will surely come down. But love just the little tweak. Like we remove some of the wheat and you get another product that's just as good. So flavor of the week, Maikel Garcia. Little bit of an adjustment at the start of the year has yielded big time results, just like my change to gluten-free Oreos.
Nice.
See, pretty good, right?
Could have gone with who the heck was there's a batter who changed the popcorn he was snacking on to a lower calorie popcorn and lost a bunch of weight. And I'm trying to remember who it was, but
I don't know that one.
In spring training. He
lost I believe it. I'm all for it.
A bunch of weight, basically switching to like Skinny Pop or something.
Oh, Skinny Pot's phenomenal.
Yes,
Not
it
gonna
is.
lie.
Yes, it is. Mine is gonna go. It's a little different, right? We're going from gluten-free Oreos to French cuisine. If you've
Ooh.
been watching sports, you've seen that there's ads for the Olympics that are coming up in Paris, right? Baseball is one of those sports, so we're going to tie it in here. Beignets get a whole lot of attention,
Mm-hmm.
right? Delicious, sweet French dessert. They cook up pretty quick, and they're
Mm-hmm.
delicious. Well, you want to know what France is better known for?
The croissants.
It's wine, which takes longer but yields a lot of good results. Where am I going with this?
Mm-hmm.
It's the first week of the baseball season. Don't treat your players like beignets and they're delicious and they're not doing well, so we're going to dump them and we're going to get somebody else in here. Stick with the long haul, people. Baseball is about the long haul. Football is short term. Guy sucks week 1, drop him. Whatever. You don't have time to wait around because you've only got 10 other weeks to try to make the playoffs. Baseball, I don't know if you know this, but the last regular season game is like October 2nd. This
It's an
is
eternity
April
away.
3rd. We got a ways, folks. Unless you're in like a playoff league where, because I am a dynasty league, I think the playoffs start in like August. But either way, we're still like 4 months out, right? Just because they had a rough opening week. Look, the Tigers and Mets may never play again because of weather. The Phillies and Reds may not play. They have a, I don't know. There's a lot of weather going on. Okay. Tough matchups. Who knows what's up with pitching? Who knows who's still working on stuff from spring training? Just because they're starting slow doesn't mean you dump them, because then they're going to get hot. You're not going to get them back, and then you're going to be pissed that you missed the hot streak. Okay. So instead of going all out for the beignets, we're going to put things into a wine cellar. We're going to let them brew. We're going to let them sit. We're going to come out with a lovely bottle of red wine that tastes delicious and wins medals at the end of the Olympics, summer, fall, whatever you want to call it.
And especially this early too, I'm down for a glass of red wine, for the record. Definitely down for that. But I will mention too, the other thing is too, is like, first off, weather right now is brutal. And like
Yes.
that plays a part. Like, look at some of your Cubs
It's
hitters.
snowing in Chicago as we record this, by the
The
way.
other day, they're playing in 42 degrees with 15-mile-an-hour winds blowing in. No offense. I know they make a lot of money. I wouldn't want to be out there in that. I remember in college, our first couple games of this season, even in North Carolina, was cold. And I'll tell you what, when we had the dudes who threw harder on the team, when it was 42 degrees and we're out there playing, this left hand and this thumb took a beating because it was cold. You didn't catch it right. That hurt. It is no fun to play in that weather. Swinging a wood bat, get jammed from this. And then you have other teams like Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken, as we're recording this, isn't tonight the first righty that they faced, or yesterday was the first right-hander that they faced, because they opened up with all the lefties from Miami. So like some of those guys, like in the line, like a guy like Connor Joe hits lefties very, very well. Are we going to overreact to the hot start? We can pick them up. I'd temper expectations a little bit. Let O'Neal Cruz start seeing some right-handers. Cabrian Hayes has feasted on left-handers to begin the year. His splits are far better against left-handers. There is so much that goes into play, and you hit it exactly on the head. This is a marathon, because you know what? In 4 weeks from now, we're still doing this. Or 4 months from now, we are still in the regular season. 4 months from now, 120 days, we are still in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. Enjoy the glass of wine. We don't have to chug the whole bottle.
No, but you can eat a whole pack of gluten-free Oreos.
Yeah, you can. I'm telling you. They're telling you.
By the way, the gluten-free Girl Scout cookies were pretty good too.
Yes. I don't remember the name. There's a knockoff brand of gluten-free like Girl Scout cookies too, and they're very, very good. The Thin Mints. Well, Thin Mints. No free ads though.
Yeah.
If they want to sponsor, they definitely can. I'll eat it on stream. I don't care. I'm down for it. But all right, Matt, we're heading into this is obviously the midweek episode here. It'll be on Thursday as you're listening to this here. And of course, heading into the weekend, waiver wire pickups and weekend streamers. So Matt, waiver wire pickup, I'll let you go first here. We hinted on this out in Texas, a particular prospect that might be of note.
Justin Foscue got called up. He was a top 5 prospect for them, like in their system, not top 5 overall. He's just outside my top 100. New prospect rankings is dropping later this week, so check that out. But yeah, Justin Foscue, he plays second base, he plays third base. So he's going to fill in most likely for Josh Jung. He's got some nice hit tools. He's got some nice pop. There's not a whole lot of speed there, but he's going to fill in pretty nicely for Josh Jung. He's not going to hit in the middle of the order like Josh Jung was, but still, anywhere in the Rangers order is a pretty good spot to be hitting. So if you need a bat, according to Fantrax, Foscue's only rostered in 38% of leagues at the moment. So go ahead and get on that. He should be multi-positional for you based on his minor league playing time. And then I have a second one because ESPN only. I don't know what you people on ESPN are doing. But according to Colby here, who informed me of this before the pod, Brady Singer is owned in what, 20% of ESPN leagues?
38.2.
38.2. So basically the same amount as Justin Foscue, except Brady Singer's a proven MLB pitcher who's having a pretty good resurgent start to the year here. Gets a nice matchup in his next outing. So if you want an arm and you're on ESPN now, Fantrax, he's owned in more than 80% of leagues. So if you're in a league where he's owned or not owned, pick him up. ESPN practically free to pick up. So there you go. There's my waiver wires. Justin Foscue for Texas and Brady Singer, starter for Kansas City.
I'm going to deviate quick. I'm going to come right back to this. There was a question in our Discord channel, which if you want to get access to the Discord, become an all-pro subscriber today over at fantasyalarm.com. But I hope you didn't see my response to this question yet. So if you haven't,
I'm not sure I did. I haven't been on. I apologize. Okay. If anybody's asked me questions, I haven't been on. Mostly, I've been dealing with.
They've been answered. So don't worry about it. But here is the question: need one start from one of these three starters for the week. Okay, I'll be curious if you pick the same one I did and feel.
I'm assuming the rest of this week, like through Sunday, I'm guessing.
Just through this week, this week only. Hunter Green against the Mets, Bailey Ober against the Guardians, or Brady Singer against the White Sox. You only get one of them.
I would go Brady Singer against.
That's what I said. Okay, good. I don't feel as bad then.
That's what I would. Yeah, I'm still not sure. Like, I know it was one start from Bailey Ober, but wasn't great.
Yeah,
put it that way. He did get hosed on a couple of calls, but still, who was the other? Hunter Green.
Hunter Green at worst ERA at home last year. I think it was up over 5.
And the Mets are going to be rested at this point because they haven't played.
That's true.
They haven't played in like forever, man.
That's true. And I mean, I will take a pitcher against that White Sox
is out again because he's been out for like 3 days in a row now. There's literally zero sting to that White Sox.
There's one guy you can't let beat you. That's it.
Yep.
One.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I said Brady Singer too. So, all right, I feel good about that. All right, let me jump back into it here. Mine is your stolen base leader, Bryce Terang. The interesting thing, they're still going to protect him against lefties. So hopefully you're in a daily league, or if you are in weekly, just load him up on the weeks that they face a bunch of right-handers. But he's got more stolen bases than strikeouts thus far, hitting up over 430. And with the injury to Garrett Mitchell in center field, it's going to keep him out for quite a few weeks. The whole Sal Frelick playing at, I don't know, third, second, short, first, maybe catcher, right field, left field, maybe pitching every now and again, the spring training experiment, they basically going to leave him in the outfield for now because they need to leave him in the outfield. So what does that mean? Terang's spot is protected because you don't have Frelick coming to third. Then you got to worry about what do you do with Joey Ortiz? What do you do with Monasterio? What do you do with all these other guys? Terang's locked in. He ain't going anywhere right now. And he's seeing the ball well, hitting the ball well, and he is running rampant on a team that will run rampant. If they are successful, they will let him run. So Bryce Terang is my pickup for the week. And then also, I'm going to throw my other one in there. I won't go into as much analysis, but if Will Benson is still available in your league, just go pick him up now. Don't look back. That's it.
Yeah,
no analysis needed.
A good combo of speed and power.
Yes, he sure is. And all right, weekend streamers, Matt, we were joking about before we got on here. If this is 2019, we are ready to rock and roll with these two. I would go in with these two.
These would not be streamers if it was 2017.
That's true. They'd probably be our SP2s at the very worst, maybe SP3 for my streamer. But it's 2024, and here we are with these two. So I'll defer to you here for your weekend streamer.
Speaking of gluten-free cookies,
Mm,
Carlos Carrasco.
nice. Nice. Good segue. That was pretty good.
Here we go.
That was pretty good.
Carlos Carrasco is my streamer. Um, on Saturday, he gets the Twins. The Twins have been woeful. Um, they have one home run as a team so far, Colby, and that guy is no longer on the field because he yanked the quad the next at bat.
Yep.
The team is hitting 188 as a group. That's not one dude. That's the entire team is hitting 188. They are top 8 in strikeout percentage, which is not where you want to be. They're 25.2% in general. Their ISO is the worst in the league at 078. Somehow they are not worse than WRC plus, but still not great at 68. So we're gonna give Cookie Carrasco there a shot. He wasn't terrible in his last outing. He went 5 innings, 3 earned, 6 walks, got a couple of strikeouts. So I would imagine that you're in line for maybe a quality start, maybe a little better. That's what I'm going with. I feel gross. It's week 1. We're going Carlos Carrasco, but he's rostered in like 12% of Fantrax leagues, so he's available everywhere.
Yep. I will. This was a guy I picked on a lot last year, and now here we go. First week into the season that I'm recommending him as a streamer. But I'm going to go Steven Matz. Should get the ball on Saturday against the Marlins. As a team, at the time of recording, Miami bottom 10 in average as a team, bottom 3 in WRC plus, and against lefties this year, again, small sample size though, 5th lowest WRC plus, and a 184 team batting average against lefties. Matz just did fine against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
This is a far easier matchup. So
and if there are shadows, the Marlins are going to suck even more.
they'll be complaining.
I'm not letting Jazz Chisholm off the hook with that shadows comment.
They'll be complaining too much. And Matt's actually
they also forced the team to close the roof in their last home game, which also, by the way, did not help either.
Yeah,
he still lost even without the shadows.
Yeah, and Matt's not gently, slightly switched up his pitch mix a little bit. More sliders, less curveballs, less sinkers, more changeups. And if I'm not mistaken, changeup was up over 40% in terms of whiff rate. Miami doesn't strike out a lot against lefties, but Matz is not a big strikeout guy anyway. So It's not like
they also don't hit the ball generally hard or anywhere that the defense isn't playing. So
that's true.
Certainly don't hit it as hard as Mike Trout, who hit a ball just like maybe into orbit.
That ball's crushed.
Ball went a long way.
Yes, I will agree with that. And I'm going to throw one last thing that's not on the show sheet. I think if things continue like it did from the first week of the season, Shota Imanaga might become my favorite pitcher in the span of maybe 2 more weeks.
I'm pretty happy I have him in a dynasty league right now.
I am very happy he was one of my more drafted starters this season. He is so I watched that game. First off, I'm glad I watched it in the comfort of this chair and not in a chair there because it looked miserable. And the Colorado offense is miserable. But you know who wasn't miserable? That was Mr. Imanaga. He was a joy to watch. Yes, swing and miss. He's got a cool splitter, good fastball that will ride up in the zone. But you can see when he makes pitches and misses, he had like these fun little quirks, like just little herky jerky would like smack and like do one of these. Like he was so much fun. And then that last strikeout that he got to get out of the inning, like pumped up. He's gonna. I'm telling you, 2 more weeks, he might be my favorite pitcher. I'm just saying.
He's fun to watch. His personality comes through. It's not just about stuff. There's plenty of dudes with just absolute filth.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get to the majors if you're, I don't know. Maybe Kyle Hendricks is the last guy to get to the majors throwing like Kyle Hendricks.
Yeah.
True. But yeah, his personality quirks are super fun. And aside from the Cubbies forgetting how to play defense for one play, which wasn't great. I don't know if you saw. Did you see the clip? The left fielder threw it to the first base dugout fence, and then he scooped the ball up and threw it back.
No, I saw the one where Morel had the little league inside the park home run where it went under Nolan Jones' glove, threw it to the infield, kicked off his foot, and I was like, yeah, that felt like little league right there.
I mean, it's the Rockies, so
well, that's true. They're only about a step above that, I would say.
Whoever can field the ball better between the Rockies and the A's gets to stay in Major League Baseball. Whoever can't gets relegated to AAA.
Yeah, yeah. And then the Orioles bring their AAA team up with all the
Or
guys
the
that they have.
Cubs. The Cubs
Yeah,
AAA roster is loaded too.
Orioles won't be that much longer once they call Holiday
I
up. They'll
saw
take a
that
hit.
roster in that's the minor league game I went to last week. That roster was loaded.
Mm-hmm.
Loaded. The outfield of Canario, Pete Crow Armstrong, and who the heck was the other guy? Oh, I'm blanking. Another top prospect of theirs, first baseman Matt Mervis.
Merv.
Like they got Hayden Wisniewski, I think, is on the roster.
Yeah.
Their third baseman's a top 10 prospect in their system. Like that roster's low. So yeah, Cubs AAA affiliate against the Orioles AAA affiliate. They get to come up and replace either the Rockies or the A's, whoever fails the fielding drills that we're going to make them do.
If we make it inclusive of other stats, can we put the White Sox in like a little round robin matchup?
Yeah. The play-in games between the Angels and
play-in game. I love it. Oh, man. Okay, I'm down. I'm all for it. I'm sold. We'll have that to look forward to. And of course, all of you have all the great content over at fantasyalarm.com. Become an all-pro subscriber today. Get access to us in the Discord. Let us know your ad drop questions, general baseball talk. You get to see all the great content for DFS. Howard Bender's been doing his best bets and picks of the day. Doing well there, so make sure you check that out. And then I am not a NASCAR or racing guy, Matt, but I believe you got stuff coming out each weekend where there's a race, if I'm not mistaken.
I do. Yeah, I'm covering Xfinity and Cup Series this week because Dan Malin is off with some family stuff. So got double duty on a short track, which is fun. And there's a race basically every weekend between now and the rest of my life.
Okay. Well, double dipping with the salesman then.
The season ends in November. So, but there's basically a race the whole time except for the Olympics. Yep. We referenced earlier.
Well, double dip with the salesman with the racing content and baseball content. Keep an eye out for the updated prospect rankings or prospect report.
The prospect report will be talking about the updated rankings. So kind of a double dip there, but yes, new updated top 400, new number 1 overall prospect, I think.
There you go. Great tease.
I haven't settled on it yet.
Okay. Well, great almost tease then. And then, of course, give him a follow over on X at the Salesman. Coming from me, I got the fantasy baseball injury update article or injury report, but Friday will be the updates to that. We'll talk about Josh Jung, a couple of other injuries that happened throughout the week, what it means for your fantasy teams and that major league team alike. But once again, head over to fantasyalarm.com, become an all-pro subscriber today. We hope to see you in the Discord. Best of luck with your matchups this week. If you play weekly, hopefully you can gain some points if you play in Roto. And good luck with our streamers and waiver wire pickups. So hopefully they work out for you there. And we will see you early next week with the first edition of the next scoring week. Again, if you're in head-to-head matchups of Caught Stealing, Fantasy Alarms Fantasy Baseball Podcast.